is what's called the Successful Retail Selling Sales Training Program. My name is Mr. Saul, and on behalf of the CMS organization, it's my pleasure to present this program to you. I'll explain this program to you in very simple terms, and I hope you pay close attention because this could be very helpful, extremely helpful to your retail selling position here in the store. The purpose of explaining this program to you is very simple. It's simply to make you a better salesperson. If you feel that you are already a good salesperson, well, you might still learn something from this program, and I feel there's always room for improvement. In addition, I understand that the manager of the store will test you on some of the points that I'm about to bring up to you regarding the strategies and techniques involved in successful selling. And that's just another reason why I feel you should pay very close attention to this. It's important to mention before I start talking about this program that in a sense, it's the customer that pays the store's bills, which certainly includes your salary. What we mean by that is that it's the customer's money that is coming into the store, and with that money, we are able to pay any bills that have anything to do with the store. I say this just to emphasize the importance of what a customer is. Customers want to see smiling faces in front of them. Any sort of, a positive attitude. We do not expect you to be like soldiers next to customers. We want you to handle each customer in a personal manner. For instance, hi, how are you? How can I help you with a certain item? What's your favorite color? Oh, that's a wonderful child that you have. We'd like you to get personal with them so that they will feel comfortable. You will not be doing anything wrong by doing that. All we're trying to do is make the person in front of you comfortable. We would like to create a very pleasant atmosphere to shop in. Now, your job as far as customers are concerned is to basically show the customer where everything is in the store. Suggest things to them because you know the store. They really don't know it as well as you do. Now, being that you know the store better than them, it is your job to suggest things to them. A certain item that might match with another item, such as pants with a shirt or vice versa. Sweaters to match the outfit. Suggest that we have belts, that we have socks, that we have underwear, and so forth, that we have an entire full-service shoe department. They may not have seen it on their way in. So what is the purpose of all of this? What is the purpose of being nice to the customer? What is the purpose of suggesting? What is the purpose of matching things for the customer? Well, there's only one purpose. It's to satisfy the customer to the fullest. And ultimately, it satisfies the store. Because if you maximize the sale by suggesting and by the things that I have said, you are increasing the sales of the store. You have to dedicate yourself to the store while you are in the store, while you are on duty. Because if you do not dedicate yourself, it shows. It shows that you are being sort of impersonal towards the store, and that is not good. We want you to feel as if this was your own store. We want you to maximize the sales. We want you to care about the store in every aspect that you possibly can, so that the well-being of the store continues. I want to take the opportunity of talking about a customer by reading you a paper concerning the question of what is a customer. The most important person ever, either in person or otherwise, is the customer when it comes to a store. Now, the customers are not dependent on us. We are dependent on them. They're not an interruption for our work. They are the purpose of it. A customer is not an outsider to our business. He is part of our business. Just think of these particular points and you will understand what a customer really is and how important that customer is to our store. We are not doing him a favor by helping him. He is doing us a favor by giving us the opportunity to do so. A customer is not a cold statistic or a name or a file card on a ledger sheet. He's a flesh and blood human being with biases, prejudices, feelings, and emotions just like you and me. The customer is not someone to argue with. Nobody ever won an argument with a customer. Because if you argue with a customer, and let's say you win that particular argument, words-wise, you have lost the sale. So ultimately, the final loser is you. So please do not argue with a customer. A customer is a person who brings us his wants, and it's our job to help them fulfill them. Now it's important that we fill his wants profitably also, for our benefit also. Otherwise it defeats the purpose. Now, this gives us an idea of what a customer is, and what I have mentioned gives us also an idea of how to help the customer, which is, by the way, the phrase that most people use, can I help you? We feel that that's an impersonal phrase, and we would appreciate it if you refrain and stay away from it. Because 95% of the time, if you say, can I help you to the customer, his natural response will be no. A customer is a person who brings us his wants. It's our job to help him fulfill them. Now, it's very important that we fill his wants profitably too, for our benefit also. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. Now, this gives us an idea of what a customer is. And what I have mentioned gives us also an idea of how to help a customer, which is, by the way, the phrase most people use, can I help you? We feel that it's a kind of an impersonal phrase, and we would appreciate it if you would refrain or stay away from it. If you're going to approach a customer in that way, chances are the customer is going to say, no thank you, I'm just looking. And we really don't want to have that response from the customer. We want to approach them in a personal manner, in a friendly manner, in a pleasant way, and where they'll be comfortable. You'll be comfortable, and finally the sale will be maximized. What about girls that have problems with customers? For example, the customer says, if you ask them, may I help you, or do you need any help, they'll answer, do I look like I need any help?
Or they'll be all snotty about it. What do you do?
If a customer is snotty to you, or has a bad attitude with you as well, it could be a number of reasons why that he or she did that. The customer may be a good person, and the salesperson have offended them. It is possible. I'm not saying it's what has happened, but it is possible. Or it could be that the customer is in a bad mood. It could be many reasons, but as far as we're concerned, the only way to handle something like that is just let someone else, some other salesperson take over that customer. And if that other person takes over that customer and can't handle that customer, then the next step is to go to the manager on duty and leave it to him or her to handle that situation. But under no circumstances should you engage in any type of argument, any type of fight, any type of misunderstanding in a loud way with a customer. Just walk away and we'll try to solve it the best way we can. If a customer needs something from another section, introduce him or her to the salesperson that is taking care of that other section. Do not point to them, it's over there, it's over there. They'll go and they'll be lost in the store. What you have to do is take them to that section, introduce them, where you make sure that the other salesperson takes care of that same customer, so that you can maximize the sale that you began in your section. We would like you to get familiar with the store policy as far as the customer is concerned, and you will find them posted on the counter where the cashiers are. When a customer asks a question, be prepared with the answer, instead of having to go and ask someone else. You should be familiar with all departments in the store. You know what kind of goods we carry, so that if a customer asks you, you'll have an answer. If you know the answer, then the customer will be satisfied. So make sure that when a customer comes in, you regard him as a person that is extremely important. The subject of this program, which is again called Successful Retail Selling Sales Training Program, is of vital importance here. Now let's continue with the program. I'll continue by enumerating a number of general points, and then I'll go into the specifics later on. So generally and firstly, you should be prepared. You should know the merchandise you're selling. Get very familiar with what you are selling. Know the prices and know the inventory and know the companies. Be familiar with all promotions. These aspects will really help you, and you'll see later on as you're watching this program. You should communicate with the customer. Listen to what the customer has to tell you. Listen to his wants, his needs, and his desires. When a customer walks in to purchase something from the store or are intending to purchase an item in the store, it would be a good idea to try to find out what they really want. So besides listening to the customer, show him the merchandise on the basis or based on what he expresses he needs to have, not based on what you like or dislike. Show him that you are listening to what he's saying. As he's speaking to you, create eye contact. Show him that you are attentive, that you are listening to what he's saying. This is very important because this will make him feel good, it will make him feel important, and that is good for the selling process. Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt the customer as he's speaking to you or he's talking to you, because when you interrupt him, again, his feelings are that he's not a very important person in the store. By interrupting him, that's exactly what you're doing. You're making him feel unimportant. You want the customer to feel important, as he should indeed be. Let it be a two-way conversation. Let it be a two-way exchange between you and the customer. Because your sales pitch that you're about to deliver or your presentation can wait. Wait for the right moment. Wait till the customer finishes saying what he has to say, making him comfortable. And also, never judge a customer by appearance. You'd be surprised who buys and who does and does not. Your presentation should be equal to whoever walks into the store and presents himself as a customer. So if you feel somebody looks like he's not going to buy, well, you just might be wrong. Just deliver the same presentation and treat him equally. Keep your presentation simple and be in control. Be in control. Those are key words. The customer will feel that. He will see whether you are in control of the situation or not. And if he does feel that you are in control, he will know that he's dealing with a professional. And that is, of course, a very good selling process. Now, let's get more specific. When we say opening the sale, we first start with that with what we call a 180-degree bypass move. What we mean by that is something very simple, actually. The customer likes to see people who he's familiar with. So on that basis, what we mean by that is as the customer walks into the store, you give him a nice hello and a quick smile, and let him get familiar with your face. Then make what we call the 180-degree move, which is really coming back to the customer and make yourself visible to him again. At this time, subliminally, or at least psychologically, the customer will feel that he has seen you before, making him comfortable. He's now dealing with a familiar face. This is what is meant by the 180-degree pass-by move. After having done that, now you want to engage in some sort of conversation with the customer. Obviously, that conversation should have nothing to do with business at this point. What you want to do is actually address some other subject. Talk about something like the weather, or if his child is accompanied by a parent. You give he or she, the child, a compliment. Whatever subject you may choose to talk about, it's fine, as long as you do not attack the customer with some formal or impersonal subject, such as the merchandise you want to sell. Because what's going to happen is he's going to feel again the word uncomfortable. He's going to feel that you are there just to push merchandise on him. First, you want him to make him feel at ease. You want him to gain your trust, or at least be comfortable with you. And then, having done that, you can work with him much, much easier, and that will help you close the sale eventually. So now, the time after having done that and talked about other subjects rather than business, and rather than what you want to sell to the customer, now the time to get down to business, which is really trying to find out what his wants, his needs, his desires are, as far as what he came into the store for. This we call probing. This is exactly what we mean by probing. We mean that you're trying to ask the customer certain questions to find out what it is that's going to satisfy his needs, what it is that he wants, what it is that he desires, what type of merchandise, so on and so forth. But while you are probing, that is, while you are asking questions, try to get that customer involved in the question-answer session. Otherwise, he might get bored, he might get distracted. And as you know, in the retail business, there's plenty of activities, enough activities around that can easily divert your customer's attention. And you want their attention all the time. Keep them involved in a two-way conversation. And by asking questions he can easily respond to, but what are you really trying to accomplish by the probing process? Again, probing means that you are trying to find out what it is that the customer needs and wants. Can you see the difference? The difference is that you want the customer to come to a point to say, well, I'll take that, rather than you having to ask him, will you buy it? There's a big difference here, and this is exactly what we're trying to accomplish. The way you show the merchandise to a customer can break or make a sale. If you have enough respect to the merchandise, for the merchandise you're trying to sell, the customer will feel that. What you want to do is beautify the merchandise that you have, even more by presenting it in a way that is going to make it very attractive to the customer. For example, first thing you want to do is establish value. Establish value. In other words, trying to tell the customer that this is a fair price, it's a very good price compared, even if you compare it to other stores in the area. This is the best price you can get. And do it in a way where it's very convincing and honest. The second thing is you want to create a mix and match situation or a mix and match look. By actually mixing and matching the merchandise, mixing shorts with a matching top or a matching top with the pants and so forth and so on. By mixing and matching the merchandise, you are beautifying the merchandise, making it look more attractive to the customer. Not to mention that you are creating, by mixing and matching, a multiple sale. The multiple sale is selling more than one item. Selling a whole bunch of items to the customer because you have matched it and it looked good with the original item that the customer wanted. So by going through those objectives, those goals, which are basically establishing value price-wise and matching the merchandise, what you are essentially doing is you're getting the customer enthused enough to say, I'll take it, which is what we talked about before. By suggesting accessories to match with the items that you pick, what are you essentially doing is building up the sale. An example would be underwear, belts, socks, backpacks, etc. If there is a question of money, you can suggest possibly a layaway plan. A layaway plan usually solves the problem if the customer doesn't have enough money on him to buy the entire selection. So you use your discretion to see what kind of solution you can come up with in order to still have the customer buy what he has selected or what you have selected with him. But remember, though it is your responsibility to close the sale, it's not the manager's responsibility. It's not the owner's responsibility. It's yours. So do your very best and nothing short of that. and treat the sale as if you were doing it in your own store. The next thing you should do is, of course, to thank the customer. Thanking the customer is of utmost importance here because there's every reason why we should thank him. He's paying the store money. He's contributing to the store's welfare in a sense by shopping in our store. So thanking him is extremely important. And do not forget to ask for repeat business and referrals. Repeat business means please come again. Referrals mean please tell your friends, your relatives about our product value. Have a commitment to close the sale every time, regardless of the specific technique you choose to use. So closing a sale is to have a commitment to close the sale every time, regardless of the specific techniques you choose to use. As you recall, the customers feel good about their purchases while thanking them, inviting repeat and referral business. Just do the best you can. That's basically the idea here. Well, I hope the program you just watched will give you enough tools to help you as a retail salesperson. Remember, though they're the only techniques and strategies, and how you combine them with your own style is really up to you. Our hope is that you will make the techniques your own. Those techniques that you have just learned, make them your own by adding your own personal touch and personality. If you need any clarification of this program, or if you have any questions or wish to ask any questions, or you would like to review this tape again, we will review it again. Don't hesitate to ask the manager because I'm pretty sure he'll accommodate you and he'll be more than happy to help you out as much as you can. Well, at this time, I'd like to thank the CMS organization for allowing me to narrate this program. And I thank you for watching, and I really wish you good luck in your selling future. Thank you. Hello, my name is Mr. Saul, and it's my privilege to represent the owners of the stores which I respect. And we are all here so that we can review and give you some information concerning the rules and regulations that govern the stores. Let's first start by saying that everyone should be here on time. And the reason for that is very, very important. Because if you're not here on time, that means the section that was allocated to you will not be covered. And if it's not covered, here's what may happen. Firstly, you may lose a sale. Therefore, the store may lose a sale. Also, if there's any customers around with any sort of bad intentions, well, they will not be attended to. Please be here on time, ready to work at the time the schedule reads. It's also very important that we understand everything that I'm going to say, so that you will not be put in a bad position with management. Unfortunately, sometimes employees get sick. And if you do get sick and not plan to come to work, please call us early in the morning, as soon as we open, so that will give us an opportunity to replace you. Now, the sooner you call, the better. But by not calling at all, you are putting yourself in a position where we might consider dismissing you, because it's simply wrong not to show up and not to call. So if it's a no call, no show situation, you are asking for dismissal. So please make sure that you call no later than 15 minutes after the scheduled time to be here. Now, if you're planning to be off for any reason, please inform your manager ahead of time so that we may replace you. All you have to do is ask the management for a day off or for whatever absent time that you might wish to take. All you have to do is ask. By not asking, you're making our job, the management job that is, harder. So please, ask if you're planning to be off. Let us know, and the more time you give us to replace you, the better it is for the store. If you come into the store having a coat on, take it and put it in the proper designated area that we have in the stores. Same thing with your pocketbook, your handbag. If you have one, make sure that you put it where the designated area is. Do not put your coat between the racks. Do not hide it in a specific place that you have in mind. All pocketbooks and all coats have to be put in the area that we designate. All this is for the purpose of controlling the store. Please do not leave any valuables in your bag. All full-time employees must clock in and out 4 times per day. Once upon arrival, once to punch out for lunch, once to punch back from lunch, and upon leaving for the day. Part-time employees are required to punch twice, when starting your shift and when ending it. What that means is this: when you clock in, be ready to work. Let's say you come into the store and you want to go to the bathroom, put your makeup on, and that sort of thing. Do whatever personal things that you have to do. You are not expected to do this on our time. That is on the store's time. You're expected to do this on your own time. In order to do that, we will allow you to clock into work if and when you are really ready to work. What that means is simply do what you have to do, go to the bathroom and so forth, then clock in, having already put your smock on. Now, that smock, which should have your name tag on it, is a smock or an apron that we use in the stores so that a customer could identify you as a worker in the store. The store also has a dress code, which consists of a solid red collared shirt, long or short sleeve, blue pants or skirt, or jeans, no sandals and no slippers. The reason for this? It identifies you as an employee and not a customer. It's the same procedure when you leave the store to go home. We expect you to punch out first. After you have completed your particular work, then on your own time, go right ahead and do whatever you need to do personal-wise, including putting on your coat. Needless to say that you are not allowed to smoke in the store. There will be no smoking, there will be no eating anywhere on the selling floor. We have designated a certain area in the store where you can have your lunch, which is, by the way, 45 minutes. You are expected to clock out for your lunch period and clock in back after the 45 minutes have expired. On time, so that you do not back up the lunch schedule for the person that needs to go to lunch after you. When you would like to go to the bathroom or wish to do something of that sort, anything personal, you may do so by taking what we call the pass. Now, the pass is something that management will show you. Now, the reason for the pass is not to ridicule you or anything like that, or treat you like a baby. The reason for the pass is so that we know that you will be off the floor, off the particular section that you were given, where we'll be able to cover it, which is only fair. So please make sure that when you go to the bathroom, show us the pass, and then after that, we will allow you to go and cover your section again. As far as purchases are concerned, if you wish to buy something from the store, you could do so, but again, on your own time. What that means is this: at the end of your day, if you wish to purchase a blouse or whatnot, simply bring it right after you punched out for your day, and then do your purchase on your own time, not on the store's time. If you wish to put something on the side throughout the course of the day, let's say you find something that you find interesting and that you might want to purchase at the end of the day, all you need to do is take it and give it to the cashier, where she'll be more than happy to hold it for you for one day. And that way you'll be able to purchase it that particular day, or we could put it on hold for you till the next day. Of course, always with management approval. But to put any merchandise someplace that we do not know, it is not permitted. All right, the next point is we do not allow any personal calls or telephone calls in the store. Now again, you know, I don't want to sound just like it's a military school over here, but if you have an emergency or if you have something sort of urgent, of course we will give it to you. But tell your caller not to call here because we've had boyfriends and husbands. Just call to say, hello, honey, I miss you, and all that kind of stuff. You are not permitted to use your cell phones on the selling floor. If you have an emergency, ask the manager and he will show you where to use your phone off of the selling floor. And one of your basic jobs that you have is to attend to your section. Attending to your section is basically organizing it in the way that we will show you. Now consult with your manager as to what we expect from you as far as your section is concerned. But to put things simply, all you have to do is organize merchandise. Let's say you have garments in this section. All you have to do is put them by style, by color, by size, and organize the hangers in a proper way. The points that I might bring up to you are these. We do not like hangers to be crisscrossing. It makes it very difficult for a customer to shop. Another point is this. We want all price tags to be facing the customer so that when they want to see how much it is, if customers happen not to be attended to, well, they don't have to reach all the way inside the garment to know the price. They'll be sticking out right where it's very accessible for them to read. Every color should also be together. Not only together by color, but also by size. The small size first and growing to the biggest sizes. If you need help, please let us know. We will be more than happy to help you. If you want to use your own ideas of fixing sections, suggest and we will listen. But the whole basic idea is what? To make sure that it looks clean and that it looks organized. Because you have to understand that you live here for a few hours every day. Some of you live here for 7 hours. Some of you live here for up to 10 hours per day. So we would like you to consider your section or the particular section that you are given or are designated to as if it was your own home. For instance, if you find a piece of paper on the floor, it really doesn't hurt to pick it up. You wouldn't want to spend the rest of your day stepping on that piece of paper. Now, we're not going to ask you to mop or clean or do windows or anything to that liking. But at the same time, we ask you in a significant manner, keep it nice, keep it clean, and keep it organized. If you are authorized to do a markdown, when you mark an item down, make sure that you do not cover the original price. Make sure that the original price shows. So it shows a customer exactly how much they are saving. So to sum it up, as far as you're concerned, you're expected to help the customer in a proper manner, as I have explained before, and to make sure that your section is nice and neat at all times. And certainly, do not leave the store at night with the section all messed up. It's really not fair for that next person after you to come in the next day and find a messy section. So please, help customers the right way and keep your section neat. We have packaged goods in the store. Now these packaged goods or packaged merchandise have to be intact, whether it's shirts or anything else. If it's open, make sure that you put that item back in that same package as neatly as possible. Because once a package is open, it somehow loses its zest and loses its value. So just bring it to the attention of the manager if you cannot put it back in the package in the proper way. The next thing I need to suggest to all of you is if you find yourself with nothing to do, all you have to do is ask one of the managers to give you a job. As far as the stockroom is concerned, we don't want anyone to go into the stockroom unless they are authorized. If you are asked to go to the stockroom by a manager, by all means do so, but never on your own. You could be found in a situation where a customer wants a particular item or size that we do not have on the floor. And then you want to go to the stockroom and in all good faith and good intention to the stockroom to get them. Well, still, follow the rule, ask a manager to do so, and we will direct you as to what to do. But by going to the stockroom without permission is not allowed. and we expect to see you on the selling floor at all times. Now, we do have fitting rooms. We have signs posted on each fitting room door telling you the specific policy of the fitting room use. Now, it's basically 2 items at a time, and no white garments can be tried on. And of course, you have to make sure that someone is there all the time at the fitting room door with the customer, so that they can attend to their every need as far as them asking for another size or another color or so on. Coming into the register area, again, just like going to the stock room, is not allowed. Now, if you want something from the register area, from inside the counters, again, all you need to do is ask. Ask. Everything you do as far as rules go. If you are not sure, just please ask. In situations where a customer refuses to be helped for one reason or another, if they don't want to be helped, we would like you to still be near that customer. You never know. They may ask you for help later on, and you should be there when they need you. Or maybe the customer will just keep destroying your section, so you could go nicely to them and try to give them the hint that you are destroying my section. So being near the customer is important, whether they need your help or not. Do not be near the customer as a watch person. You are just being near them for their own benefit and for their own help. Now, if you feel or you get any type of vibe that this person is up to no good, that this customer, let's say, may want to steal, what do you do? Well, first thing you do is bring it to our attention. You bring it to the manager's attention. Now, we have a word that we use to identify a thief. If we are sure that this person is up to stealing, it is our duty to make sure that he doesn't do such a thing. So in order to do that, we use a word, and that word is husho. Now, the word husho is a code word for thief. If you come to us and tell us that, then we will take the proper precautions so no pilferage will happen. Now, the reason we use the word husho is so that we do not make any other customers in the store uncomfortable. If you say, hey, thief, thief, now panic might erupt. And you never know. I mean, customers don't like to be in a panic atmosphere. And you just might lose a customer or two if that's the case. And that's the reason why we use that particular word. You can just walk to us and we will handle it. And you'll say to us that particular word, again, husho, and we will take care of it. Because after all, let's face it, what is the purpose of being here? The purpose of being here is to make money. And if a person's going to come in and just take our money and go, and by that what I mean is merchandise, because merchandise is basically money. And if they go without paying for it, well, it jeopardizes all of our jobs. It defeats the entire purpose of us being here. It defeats the purpose of having the store open to begin with. So it is of utmost importance that if you do notice such a person, a suspicious person, we have to take action. You must tell us about that person immediately. Now, moving along, this organization runs with the help of management. We appreciate it if you show them the respect that they show you. Please listen to them when they speak to you with every respect. Just like they're speaking to you with every courtesy and respect I'm sure that they will be giving you. Please know your manager's name so they respond to you positively. As a last point, I'd like to tell you that if you would like to handle any added responsibility at all, please bring it to the manager's attention. We'll be more than happy to help you grow with the company. Now, in order to get a promotion or a raise, you have to prove to us that you deserve it. Now this, I would say in a nutshell, is the general policies of the CMS organization. And if you have any questions, again, please do not hesitate to go to your manager, assistant manager, and so forth, and discuss with them anything that you might want to discuss as far as business is concerned. Now, as a last note, it's very important that we keep this whole place honest. What that means is this: if you find that your colleague is trying to lure you into any bad intention act, well, our advice to you is simply back out of that particular situation, because the consequences would only be bad. Now, by the same token, what we do with people we catch stealing in the store as far as customers are concerned, it's our policy to press charges. And when we press charges, we go to the extreme so that we can penalize that person to the full extent of the law. Now, that policy also applies to every one of us, not just the customer. So if you find yourself in any situation that you might be doing something dishonest, we strongly suggest that you stay out of it. And we also ask that you come to us and tell us about it, so that we can eliminate any bad situations in the store. We do not want anyone to be in this predicament. We don't want anyone to be in a position where it's embarrassing, humiliating, or bad. So please refrain from being engaged in any tempestuous temptation where you find yourself in a bad position. Help the store and you'll be helping yourself. And we'd like you to do a good job, and we'd like you to take your job personally, because this is your home for at least part of your day. And again, any complaints or suggestions, just go to a manager and communicate. Do not hide anything. Do not keep things to yourself, because it's always good to talk it out and solve any problems that you might have. On your way out of the store, at the end of your scheduled day, we have a policy of searching our employees on the way out. We don't want you to take this personally. It's just a routine check where we are trying to eliminate any bad thing that might happen. Now, the search is comprised of simply opening your pocketbook, show it to the man at the door, and just opening your coat, showing him that you have nothing to hide. It's nothing personal, simply a routine check. I think I covered most of the points, at least the basic points that concerning the rules and general policy of the stores. And all I want to do now is wish you good luck in your job and try to remember these points that I have mentioned. We can also review this tape for you if you want. You can watch it again if you wish, if you're not sure about something. Again, welcome aboard, and I'm sure you'll be proud of the way the store is running, and I'm sure you'll be proud of the way the owners of these stores are handling their employees. And we hope that we will be proud of you. And thank you for listening, and again, good luck. Hello, my name is Mr. Saul, and I'd like to talk about the cashier's position, the cashiers of the store. If you are chosen to take cash, please listen to the following, so you'll have an idea of what your position is all about. It's very important because you're dealing with cash. When you're dealing with money, you have to be extra careful, and you have to have some certain sense of responsibility. Cashiers must possess certain qualities, and the qualities are simply accuracy. You have to have some sort of speed while doing your job, and of course you have to be honest. So it is important to have these three characteristics. But much more important than speed are the other two traits, which is accuracy and honesty. If a mistake is made, you must call the manager so that we can rectify the situation, go over it, correct it, and go on from there. You might find yourself in a situation where a line is building up and you are sort of panicking. You want to finish with the customers. You want to get rid of that line. But if you do find yourself in that position, what you have to try to do is be cool. Be calm and just call the manager for assistance. And before we put you on a register, we probably, in our opinion, do think that you are capable, unless proven otherwise. So please don't disappoint us in our choice. the choice of choosing you as a cashier. We don't want to be disappointed, and we don't want to be caught in any type of embarrassing situations with you as far as going to court and so on and so forth. This is a very important position. Therefore, you must follow the specific rules given to you, and they're all outlined in the cashier's manual that will be given to you once you start your position as cashier. The manual has every possible point concerning the process for taking cash. Please follow it carefully, follow it precisely, and anything you're not sure about, ask and you will know. But as far as the specific points, you will find, as I said in the manual, anything that you're not sure about, you must ask the manager. Whether it's something in the manual or outside the manual, anything with you paying out money, anything that has to do with anything other than the regular taking of cash, the manager or assistant manager has to know about it. Okay, of course you know the cash register drawer has money in it. So if you're going to turn around for any specific reason, having to do anything to step away from the register, please make sure that the drawer is closed, because you never know who could put his hand or her hand in there. So just to protect yourself and to protect the store, do not turn around, do not give your back to the drawer at any time while it's open. Another general point is to make sure that every bag of merchandise going out of the store given to a customer has a receipt stapled to it. We do check at the front of the store that each bag has a receipt. Each bag should have a receipt. The merchandise in that bag should be rung up, where the receipt on the bag is clearly itemized as to what is in the bag. So if we should open the bag in front of the store, the receipt on the bag itemized must exactly match the contents of the bag. We'd like you also to be aware of the change artists. These are people that specialize in coming to stores, giving you a certain amount of money, and trying to play around with the money back and forth, where they're going to wind up ahead and making your register short. So if you sense any one of these people coming in, again, take a step back, stop what you're doing, and all you have to do is call the manager. Like this, you'll have sort of two heads instead of one trying to overcome what that change artist is trying to do. So again, be aware of that and keep calling us to avoid any kind of trouble as far as that is concerned. If you're having any problem with a customer, call the manager and he'll take over and solve the problem. Any quarrels that might arise between you and the customer. However, we want you to stay away from that. We want you to have no quarrels between you and the customer. No fights at all, no arguments. Just if the customer is feeling like arguing for any reason whatsoever, again, step back, call the manager, and we will calm things down. Your area, the register area, has to be clean at all time. Has to be neat. It has to be filled with the supplies list that the assistant manager will be showing you. Everything has to be intact in your register area. Everything has to be in place. Anything from bags to staples to staplers and so on and so forth. Keep your area clean. Remember, you spend a lot of hours, a lot of time in that register area. So we expect you to treat it as if it was your own home. Make sure that it's clean, neat, and organized at all times. Fill the supplies required. Well, that basically covers, in a general point of view, the cashier's job. However, I urge you to read the manual very precisely and very carefully, which is found in the programs of all cash registers, because it has all the specific points that you should know. You are responsible for these points on the manual, and you will be tested. Please make sure to take time off to read it, time off to understand it, so that you'll know, you will be sure that you know what you're doing, and you will have no problem with anyone in the store as far as management and customers. So please be very careful, be very precise, and try to do the best you can on the cashier's job, because it is a privilege indeed to be a cashier in one of our stores. So thank you and good luck.